This is A.T. What really killed Benny Kid Paret? That was on April 3, 1962. Paret died of a brain injury 10 days after he was beaten into a coma by Emil Griffith. That was in round 12. This ring disaster forever changed how the media and the public treated the sport of boxing, from which it never recovered its popularity, not here, not abroad. Among the pundits, the consensus reading of the event was that Emil Griffith continued his brutal assault to get revenge for remarks Paret made publicly regarding Griffith's sexual preferences. The consensus holds that referee Ruby Goldstein refused to step in even after a defenseless Paret had absorbed 29 or 30 consecutive punches and appeared to be already unconscious. Now, the reasons proffered for Goldstein's behavior included the following. He knew already of Paret's reputation for pretending to be hurt, and he knew Griffith's reputation for an inability to finish strong. And then there was Goldstein's own reputation for stopping fights too early. And then it was said that Goldstein feared rioting if he stopped the fight too early. While not discounting any of these accepted reasons for why the fight proved to be devastating, E.T. will suggest that Paret's death had as much to do, if not more, with Paret's condition prior to his stepping into the ring with Griffith for that third fight. Keep in mind that it takes time for the body to recover from something as enervating as boxing, and it takes time to again put the body into condition for another fight. Benny Kid Paret had endured 3 brutal encounters within months of each other. On April 1 of 61, that was 11 months following his becoming welterweight champion, he lost his title against Emil Griffith. That was the first in what proved to be a trilogy, when he was KO'd in the 13th round, and that fight was a toe-to-toe vicious battle. 6 months later, on September 30, 1961, Paret regained his title in another battle royale with Griffith. Then, only 2 months later, on 9 December 61, Paret challenged middleweight champion Gene Fullmer for that title. Now, Fullmer had already had some of the most grueling and hard-fought battles, including victories over Sugar Ray Robinson, Carmen Basilio, who else? Florentino Fernandez, there was Spider Webb. It's a big list. Anyway, over 60 bouts, most of them victories. Fullmer appeared to have meted out more damage to Paret than did Griffith in the 2 previous encounters. Fullmer's continuous punching to Paret's head as he pushed him into the ring ropes must have done more overall destruction to Paret's gray matter than would, say, a single shot from a George Foreman, a Sonny Liston, a Deontay Wilder, or a Mike Tyson. In the 10th round, Fullmer finally put Paret down. Paret took an 8 count, and then he went after Fullmer, and in doing so, he burned his last ounce of glycogen. From then on, he absorbed 7 unanswered right hands to the head, then another shot to the body, then a straight right hand to the jaw, and Paret was finished. It was this fight, and to a lesser extent the 2 bouts with Emil Griffith, that, in my opinion, finished Benny Kid Paret in Madison Square Garden on March 24 of 62. Despite all the ring damage in the final bout with Griffith, Paret, in the 3rd Griffith fight, was competitive for 11 rounds. In round 6, for instance, he almost knocked out Griffith with a brutal combination of punches. In fact, Griffith was saved only by the bell. But then came round 12. Don Dunphy was calling that fight on television, and I remember he said it was the tamest round of the entire fight. But then Griffith backed Paret into a corner. He unleashed a blizzard of almost 30 head punches. Those punches pushed an unconscious Paret partially through the ropes. Paret was carried into his corner. He fell into a coma from which he never awakened. He was dead 10 days later. The effects of this tragedy, plus others that occurred within months of it, Davy Moore, for instance. The effects reached far beyond this particular fight. Ruby Goldstein's reputation as one of the best referees in boxing was badly tarnished. Serious calls went out to forever ban boxing. And coverage of the sport, which prior to 1962 dominated the sports pages and many times the front pages, dominated radio and TV news, and served as a major revenue source for radio, TV, and magazines, it all ended in March of '62. From then on, despite the occasional regular TV coverage of a major fight and the limited closed circuit and cable presentation, boxing went from its premier standing to, a niche event, more often featuring a fighter's personality as opposed to the bout itself. What remained of local boxing clubs, boxing teams at preparatory schools and colleges, pretty much disappeared. So that's the story of Benny Kid Paret's last fight and why it ended the way it did. This is E.T. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to be notified of a new video featuring old-time strong men in boxing, then hit the bell icon. If you want to express your thoughts on this video, type them in the comment section below. Thank you.